When you say it's about a kid of color in a situation, people immediately say, oh, it's someone of color, it's not universal. It immediately becomes ghettoized, niche, and people perceive that people around the world won't want to see it. These were the words of Gurinder Chadda, writer and director of Bend It Like Beckham, in a 2017 interview looking back at the film. While this may unfortunately stand true for a lot of diaspora films, I don't think Bend It Like Beckham saw that kind of isolation. Jess's relatability lay in the balance of her heritage and her parents, with her own search for an identity on and off the football field as the child of immigrants. Regardless of who the viewer was, a film about figuring yourself out proved to be relatable to all. Welcome back to breaking down the greatest sports film of all time. Today we're unpacking how race is treated within the film, where Jess's Indian identity is an integral part of the film and plot progression. In the movie, Jess is caught between two worlds. On one hand, she's passionate about football, something her traditional Punjabi Sikh parents see as inappropriate for a girl. In Indian culture, sports aren't viewed as a respectable career, and for a girl, it's unthinkable. Gurinder Chadda picked the perfect subject to clash with Indian community. Sports so perfectly brings out Indian traditionalism and serves as the perfect contrast to British culture. On the other hand, she's deeply connected to her family, community, and cultural heritage. It's not like she wants to leave it all behind. She still makes an effort with her family and her culture, and this tension is what makes the film what it is today. Race plays an explicit role in the film. Jess constantly has to navigate racialized expectations from her own community and the British community that she exists within. Her parents worry that playing football, wearing shorts, or socializing with boys will make her forget her culture or disrespect it. But at the same time, white characters make assumptions about her too, like the football scout who initially overlooks her talent, or the store security who accuses her of stealing based on her race. The film contrasts Jess's experience with that of her white teammate Jules. It's the visibility. Jess can't just blend in. Her race makes her a target for casual racism. Jules doesn't face these barriers. She's free to move through public space without the same assumptions. Jess can't just blend in. Her skin makes her a target for casual racism. Jules doesn't face these barriers. She's free to move through public space without the same assumptions. Her race allows her to pursue football without being seen as a threat to cultural norms because she doesn't carry the burden of representing her entire community. Even though they both struggle with parental expectations, Jules's issues are framed more around gender and less around cultural survival. Jules might argue with her mum, but she still gets to leave the house, attend practice, and follow her passion. Jess, in contrast, has to lie, sneak out, and constantly juggle family obligations just to make it to a match. And these differences are most evident from the club scene in Germany, from the way the pair dresses to their level of comfort around alcohol and partying when they do go out. This contrast highlights how, for Jess, her race is non-negotiably linked to her gender, and this combination uniquely complicates her life. Having said that, as mentioned in episode 2, while their culture makes it appear like their lives and problems are so different, their gender serves as a commonality. It makes you realize that maybe they aren't so different after all. Speaking of the two characters within the film, I want to take a second to look at them outside the film too. When Bend It Like Beckham was released in 2002, it became a worldwide hit. Rather than indulging in a girl oppressed by migrant family narrative, Bend It Like Beckham pokes sly fun at the similarities between Western and South Asian cultures. And brown people ate this up. We had never been represented like this, and more than that, we had never been given the opportunity to feel so equal. I remember this feeling on maybe the 7th or 8th watch in my life because I was too young to understand the complexities of race when I first watched the film. But I felt so optimistic about race. Dare I say a post-race world? I mean, we could all joke about how crazy our mums are or dream of going abroad to study. It just made me feel optimistic. In the years after its release, we saw Keira Knightley bloom and blossom. She shared the screen with Johnny Depp and continued to embed herself within the culture. Parminder Nagra, on the other hand, I had not seen in anything else. On researching for this video, I've learned that she's been in a fair few things. if Horrid Henry, the movie, is part of your zeitgeist. She was also most seen in a role often reserved for brown people as a doctor. Basically, her fame did not take off in the same way that this movie did. She's timeless because she's Jess Bhamra, not outside of that. And I can't help but think that 2002 was not actually ready for a brown girl on screen if they had already filled their quota. Parminder Nagra even recounts in a BBC interview saying that she went for a role for a well-known TV show, and the word that came back was that they've already got an Indian person on set. Bend It Like Beckham may be packaged as a feel-good sports movie, but underneath it asks difficult questions about race, gender, and identity. Jules wants to be taken seriously. Jess wants that too, but she also wants to belong. It uses tools like wit and sharp observation to masterfully present Jess's race within a white community. Gurinder Chadda even leads you to draw parallels between two girls who are being presented as inherently different. The path to stardom for Asian women in diaspora is sour and difficult, but still is possible. However, that vision is not as true to reality as the movie would make it seem. Thank you for watching episode 3. In the next episode, we'll tackle specifically the diaspora experience. See you next time.